So you found yourself with a girlfriend who is a fitness athlete. And the hard part is the competitions. And how do you actually be a good boyfriend or partner to someone who is competing in fitness? Stay tuned for this episode and I'll try to explain a little bit of tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. The first thing that you have to master is logistics. And the logistics is divided into 4 different things. And that is persons, i.e. this one and yourself. The next one is clothing, like the proper attire on stage, which is the bikini and heels and everything that goes into that. And the third is food. You need to have some sort of knowledge of what she's eating before and during the show or registration. And the fourth, and not to say the least, is the bling and the makeup. Like the jewelry, the makeup, the hair thing, the brushes, everything that goes into that. If we break down the first one, it's the logistics of people. That means that you have to be on top of the schedule and know the times, the dates, the places for everything that's going on. In this case, we're just about to head over to registration, and I know where it is. I know who we are linking up with, and I've asked her several times if she needs something with her, like cash. Do we have cash on hand? Just to make sure that we are in such a good position as possible to get in, do the registration, and head out. Because you don't want to be there too long. Because it can get really long sometimes at registration. And the second part is the attire, the clothing, the apparel, the shoes, the heels, the bikini. You have to bring that to the registration as well, because the judges want to see the length of the heels and the form of the bikini, and she will have to wear it so they can see how the cut is decided. So that has to go in there too. The third thing was food, which is something that she's right now prepping for the competition tomorrow. So she's on a pretty big intake of carbs right now, which is super important that you get that spaced out between the meals. So you bring food with you, because as I said before, the registration can take a long time if there's a lot of people we don't know here right now. So bring food so you don't end up there staying like super hungry and it can go on for super late. So always make sure you have food with you. And that also goes for the boyfriend, because right now I told Jess to bring a banana, and I'm sure I can find something around there. We're going to downtown Miami, but you don't know. There have been times when I've had to walk a few kilometers just to find something to eat. That's about it for food. And the fourth was the makeup, the things that's more important during the actual game day on competition, which is tomorrow. But I mean, like for now, she has spent a good half an hour, 45 minutes getting her face on, fixing up her hair and things, because it's important to look presentable during registration as well, because you will meet the judges, you will meet the promoters, the organizers. Everyone will be there and everybody will be so much more relaxed during registration. So we always found it to be a really good and helpful thing to go to registration just in a happy, positive vibe, made up the way she wants to present herself. We've seen a lot of people on registration, girls coming in with like big hoodies, pulled down, don't talk to anyone. I mean, doesn't really socialize in any way, and then they just leave. Registration is an excellent opportunity for you to showcase who you are, talk to people, mingle, make new friends, and just have a really good time and talk to the judges and talk to the organizers and just see where it goes, because I guarantee you'll be less nervous on the day of the competition. And especially for you as a boyfriend, it's good to know these people too, because there's a lot of things going on, and it will be good to have a familiar face who you can talk to or who you can ask if something goes to shit on the actual day of the competition. So that's it for logistics. And yeah, I want to add something as well, because being on such a caloric deficit, your partner may or may not feel this brain fog and can be a little bit forgetful, or not the elevator going all the way up to the top floor.
What do you mean by that?
So you have to be on point. You have more food in your system. You are in better shape. You're not in better shape, but you have probably slept more, and your body is not hurting. So make sure that all you got your stuff together and help out as much as you can, because that will make the day much easier. Let's head over to the arena.
Russia. Bikini. Check. Eller förlåt. Klackar. Yes. Check.
Going through a little bit of took a bit of a video here for coaches.
Yes, so we're gonna send it in, so they will tell us if I need more carbs or less carbs, if I need a pump up, go train or not. So this is so valuable to have, like after this is, I just consumed my third meal, so they will know exactly how we will look like on stage tomorrow. So we have to alter it today to be able to see it tomorrow. So this will be amazing. It's tingling. Let's send it. Let's see what she says.
I just want to tell everybody right now, I run a very fast show. When you get the list, the way that the classes are going to come out, if you're in a class and the other class is on stage and you know you're next, don't make me come looking for you, because I'll scratch you quick. Everybody gets lined up in order fast so we can run the show quick and easy, and everybody can get done and we have no problems.
Sir, yes, sir.
So registration is just about to begin. We have the show boss coming out, laying down the rules of the day, and he's like a no bullshit kind of guy. So let's just stay in line and work our way into registration. And I've got some pointers for you. Like, first of all, you need to make sure she has the blue book, the heels, and the bikini with her, because now she's going in and they're going to measure her height and see what height class she's in and do everything in here. And it usually takes a while, and there's a lot of standing in line. So I would say, like, don't let her leave the line. If there's something that needs to be gotten from somewhere else, if you want to get cash or if you have to get water or food or anything, make her still stand in line and you go do the work wherever you need to go. Because you never know when they speed things up or when they slow things down, and if they say something important, they're only going to say it once. So leave her in line, go do the stuff. Okay, and one more thing. If you need to go backstage, you probably need a coach band, and you have to buy that extra. Or you need something to let you move freely backstage with the athletes and in front of the stage. And that's really important, because you don't want to stand there on the day and not be allowed in backstage if you want to help out during the day. So that's it, and the heels, the coach band, and then let her stand in line, and then ask to see the venue. If you are here during registration, you should definitely go out and try to see the venue. Get a feel for the stage in heels if it's done. just to make her go back and forth and get a feel for the stage, so it won't be brand new. Because when we were in Malta, there was a little kink in the stage that made Jessica almost fall, even though she had been on the day before. But almost fell is not falling, so that's a good tip right there. And also get to know where the bathroom is, where the backstage area is, where the pump-up area is, so you can and you also want to know what kind of equipment is in the pump-up area. Right now we've forgotten our rubber band, so we don't have it for tomorrow. So that is one thing that you need to know. And also the time schedule for the day, because those things rarely come up until like the day before. So a time schedule for the day, you know when to be here, get here earlier than they're said to be here, and then just be prepared for the time schedule to not go as planned, because it always happened, especially in Europe. And that is something like in Spain. They move things around, they move things up, they move things down. Be there on time, and a lot on time, like really early. There's a downside to it, to have to wait, so you have to have a procedure in place if you need to wait a lot, which is like get some kind of thing to lay down on, keep your feet elevated, something like that throughout the day, so you will have a smooth sailing during the day. That's about it for registration. Next up is spray tan, and I will go through that a little bit tonight, how to apply the spray tan, what's good and what's not good, and some tips that Jessica has and uses to get her spray tan looking the best way possible for the stage tomorrow. So right now, Jessica, we had our first mishap of the day. Jessica's blue book is no longer valid, which we brought, and in order to get a new one, she has to pay $50. So we need cash. So I'm on the way to find the cash, and she's waiting upstairs. So we've been standing in line forever, and we don't have any cash. So always bring cash. And one other thing is that, I need to find an ATM. Oh, there's one. Okay, and then another thing is that Jess forgets her PIN numbers to these cards all the time. So we had to struggle to find out which cards have the right PIN number, and then maybe we can get it out. Let's see how it goes. We got the cash. I mean, that wasn't too hard. We should have figured that out. The ATM was just in the building. But, I mean, it's just some things that you have to consider in advance, to always bring cash to these things, like $100 at least, because things cost money and you will be asked to pay out of pocket. So bring cash. Good advice. Registration is done.
Check. It was pretty long, like we had waited in the line for like an hour or two.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours before we got in. And yeah, I had an old like card, like
the blue book was
expired. I didn't know that you had to update it each year. So we fixed that. You run away with cash. We got invited to Mexico to do a show there next weekend. I wish we were there and would be able to do it, but I don't unfortunately think we will not, because it's an honor for me to be able to get invited, and you got invited to follow along, but it would be just too much of a hassle. And otherwise than that, we met some amazing athletes. They were so sweet, and the very nice guy that's doing the spray tan, he know about my sponsor, so I can't really do my spray tan at his place. He invited me to do it, but I said he will be my extra eye for the tan tomorrow, but otherwise we will actually go home now and do our own spray tan. If we wouldn't, he would probably have done my first coat, and we go home, sleep, and then next in the morning you come back and do 2 more coats. He said 2 more coats, but
1 more coat.
it is 1 more coat, but he was like, yeah, let's do 2. I don't know, but yeah, maybe he meant that because he thought we would not do it today. But okay, otherwise than that, you do 1 coat before you go to bed and 1 the day after, and then you do the glazing. But we actually have everything with us from Jani and Jantana, so we will do it at home in peace. I will first take a shower, and like we will shave, and you will follow along while we do that. So now home and just rest.
We're gonna rest, put her legs up high, and then we're going in to do the spray tan, which is a whole thing in itself, how to prepare the body and how to put the spray tan on so it will be good. It's not that hard, but it can be a little bit intimidating, so we're going to go through that, and that is the number 3 item on the list on how to be a good boyfriend during competition. Apparently I forgot to press record on the last thing. Vi glömde spela in. Vi glömde spela in. So apparently I forgot to press record on the last thing we did, which is me going through the spray tan thing. And this is a good thing for you as a boyfriend to know, because if you don't have the spray tan on site or on the location or the venue, if you want to use another spray tan, because sometimes spray tans can be disastrous if you have not looked at them up before. Jessica is sponsored by the best of the best, Jantana. And what she's doing right now is showering and scrubbing the entire body, and then we're gonna shave it. She's gonna shave as much as she can, and I will have to shave the hard to reach parts, if you know what I mean. Okay, she's not gonna like that. Okay, and then you apply this. This is the base color, and you put that in a nice even layer. You use one of these pads or some other pad to smoothen it out. I recommend using gloves, these kind of latex single-use gloves. Otherwise you will get on your hands and look like you've been smoking crack the whole day. You don't want that. So that's the base color, and then tomorrow morning we're gonna take this stage color, kind of mix them half and half so she doesn't become too brown, too dark, and that will be the coat. And then we're gonna do the glaze. This is the glaze. That's the last thing we're gonna do tomorrow before she hits the stage. So all of these things are quite easy to do. You have to be a bit careful and exact, and try to just even everything out as smoothly as possible. I did it once before in Malta, so if you want to go back and check the video from Malta, it said, I think it was, I won my pro card or something. I can maybe add it up here somewhere, the video. And then if this one is the green away, if she gets green, this kind of takes away the green thing, and you get green if you have some kind of acidity in your body. So never drink anything sour or use deodorants for a few days leading up to the show, or any perfume at all, because that can react with the spray tan and turn it green. But if it does, we have the green away with us too. So that's about it. We're gonna cut. If you want to watch the other video do that, and we're gonna cut, and I want to see you after the first coating. First coating coming up. So first layer of spray tan is done, and Jessica's preparing the meals for tomorrow, so she has everything calculated out and put in meal prepped everything for tomorrow, and we're packing our bags, making sure everything is all right, and then we're gonna go to sleep early because tomorrow we don't know the schedule for tomorrow. They just said be there at 8 a.m. So tomorrow we have to go up at like 5:30 to put the second spray tan coat on and get ready. She has to do her makeup, she has to do her hair, and then we're heading off to the arena about 7:30 in the morning. So the fourth thing is the competition day. And during competition day, you as a boyfriend, you have to be positive, not stressed, and compliant, making sure that her day goes as smooth as possible, because there's a lot of things to do, a lot of things to prepare, mentally prepare herself for. So you just have to be there in the background. Don't make any suggestions to do something else. Don't put any other pressure on before the competition. Just have her as relaxed as possible and get her ready for stage. Don't forget the important stuff like the bikini, the heels, the pump up thing. There's a whole routine for pumping up that we usually do, so get that in advance so you know how to help her pump up and stretch if it's possible. That is some of the most important things, like right before you go up on stage. Just try to be helpful, and best of luck, I guess. And have fun. I mean, this for us is really fun. Try to connect with as many people as possible. Try to network, and you never know where it might take you or who you might meet. And I mean, one of the reasons that we're going to Dubai is because that we got to know some people during our stay in Spain, actually. So it's just a lot of fun, and you are a part of making the day fun. So forget about the prizes, forget about everything else. Just enjoy yourself, because this is such a short time out of the year, and this experience should be enjoyable for everyone. So that concludes this video. Tomorrow we're gonna wake up, and that's gonna be another vlog kind of thing, and we'll see where that goes. So take care. Don't forget to subscribe and that stuff, like and thumbs up and stuff like that. And we never say that, but subscribe, give a like, comment for the algorithm. Ciao.